a skier and snowboarder who didn't know each other but are quickly becoming friends.
I'm trying to do all those things that you say you're going to do and you find that you never have time for. Hugging and telling the people that I love, I love them, and letting go of any sort of grudges or resentment.
Both men want to warn others of the dangers that even the most experienced riders can face.
It could really happen anytime, so it's just something you got to be aware of and, look out for your buddies out there.
Hey, that's right. Sometimes you've got to cover some good news. We'll see how the good news does. People are always clamoring for it on my channel. So leave a like on this video and share it if you want more good news. But you may have seen a video floating around the internet where a snowboarder fell in what is called a tree well. This is not something that most people know about who don't ski, but essentially, I didn't know about it either. But essentially, around the base of pine trees, you can kind of, there's these, you can basically have a false floor and end up buried alive underneath them. I'm sure many skiers and snowboarders throughout the years have fell victim to these. But what's more bizarre here is a skier just happened to find the dude barely poking out from the ground and saved his life. A snowboarder who went viral for being found buried alive in heavy snow has spoken for the first time about his dramatic brush with death. Ian Steger said he wanted to tell his fiancée how much he loved her after he became submerged in a tree well of snow in Washington State back on March 3rd. Steger was saved by chance after skier Francis Zuber spotted his board poking out of the snow in an astonishing clip that has since gone viral. Viewers were left impressed by Steger's calm response and having his life saved. We heard is heard telling Zuber, "Thanks for that, man." I mean, this is most people wouldn't even see this. Look at this. Okay, he's going down the hill. He just kind of goes by. You see a little piece of plastic on the ground. That's it. Watch this. And then he sees it's moving.
Right?
You could see it's in some very deep powder. But I mean, look at that again. He's just going downhill. Ready? Sees a snowboard. And then sees it moving.
You all right?
What happens is a lot of people ask, how's he breathing down there? Well, when you're in a lot of deep powder, there are air pockets. You can still get a little bit of air. What ends up happening is this is kind of morbid, but your breath will melt the snow around you and encase your head in basically a ice helmet, and you suffocate. And it happens relatively quickly.
Fuck.
Apologize for that. I mean, you can see he's completely buried.
Good. You're good. I got you. You okay? Can you breathe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. We're both going to catch our breath for a sec. I'm going to help dig you out, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. You're good.
What an amazing thing. I mean, by the way, this dude comes totally prepared. He even has a snow shovel on him.
Oh. All right. Let's get a little more snow with my mouth. Okay.
I mean, what a super prepared moment too for this guy. And then he ends up. I mean, my Lord. I mean, I'm not an overtly religious guy, but I mean, you're talking about a 1 in a zillion chance that this skier just happens across this other guy. If he had averted his eyes one direction or another for a millisecond, he never would have even seen the snowboard. And maybe people would have seen that little piece of plastic and not even really have thought, hey, maybe that's somebody buried 6 feet in the snow. The two men have reunited on screen to discuss their March 3rd incident. You can see the whole video that Francis was asking if I was okay. Steger told ABC7 he was letting me know he was coming up to me. I didn't hear any of that. It was complete darkness. I could only hear, the sound of my own breathing. Experts have said that Steger would have died had he not been uncovered by Zuber. One of the things I'm thinking about while I'm down there was like, wow, I'm going to die down here, Steger said. And I'm not able to, tell my fiance how much I love her. The snowboarder was trapped in a tree well. Zuber was skiing in the same part when he started to catch himself in deep powder. In the clip, he's seen quickly saving himself before he spots a snowboard sticking out of the deep snow. He said, and I saw this little flash of red out of the corner of my eye, and I knew it was kind of a weird thing to see because we're out of bounds. I knew something was wrong, so I yelled at him, no response, and he finds him. I mean, like, digs out the snowboarder, which we saw. You all right? Can you hear me? Thank you. Yeah, no problem. He recounted the entire experience in Instagram post that has already gotten over 2,000 likes. I mean, it should have 2 million likes. These are like bros being bros. I mean, a woman, I'm sure, would have done the same thing. But like, tree wells are real. If you ski or snowboard, take a moment to watch this, what happened a few weeks back. The mountains don't care about how much skill you have. They don't even care if you ski partners and are doing everything right. He also recommended that people take a class to help them understand what to do in situations like he was in. I'm thankful I knew just enough to scrape by and perform the successful rescue, Zuber said, and always look out for each other out there. The snowboarder in peril has not been named or identified. Zuber did add further detail about the snowboarder a few days ago in the comments on his viral post. One detail I wanted to add is it isn't entirely clear in the video that the snowboarder who was buried was with a different group, he said. All very experienced riders carrying proper Avi gear and walkies. They took a route through the trees, planning to meet up on the other side, something we've done countless times. It was a complete chance I came across him. Tree wells are the reason that the United States Department of Agriculture Forest Service recommends those skiing or snowboarding always go with a partner. And a lot of idiots think this is staged. It is not. You see this one, yeah, right, who carries a shovel in their backpack? Staged. Someone says, you clearly know nothing about snowboarding or being in backcountry. Many snowboarders carry shovels and other emergency gear for scenarios exactly like this one. Yeah, and I saw it. I mean, I knew it was real right away because, I mean, it was obvious. People are worried that, he's calm, he's too calm. Well, he probably had already made his peace with leaving this planet. And it's just, it's a bit of hopium for you on this day where in this country we have our legal system being abused for political reasons. Today is Donald Trump faces arraignment. But what an absolute Chad hero. This guy, of Francis Zuber, apparently. Shout out, dude. I'm glad you saved this kid's life. And yeah, snow wells are real, boys and girls. Always be prepared. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. We'll talk to you again real soon.